Hi guys and welcome to another video related to interview questions, and today we are talking about Deutsche Bank. But the reality is this is the first problem that is there with this interview preparation is that you don't know how to pronounce Deutsche Bank. So it's Deutsche Bank interview questions, and we are specifically talking about back office operations related questions. By the way, if you like this video, then do subscribe and share it with your friends so that more and more students can get benefited. Of course, if you have your friends' interest in mind. So let's get started with the first questions is what is derivatives and its types? And this is like the most common question that probably everybody should be aware. Unfortunately, people do not understand what is derivatives. So first, let's categorize derivatives in two parts. One is firm commitment versus contingent claim, right? Now, these words might sound very tricky to you, but let's just understand that if I am committing to you, the fact that I'm going to purchase something from you in the future date, let's say after 3 months, and we agreed on a price today, that's nothing but a future and a forward. And that is also something called as a firm commitment, right? Compared to that, let's say I tell you that after 3 months, I might or I might not, depending upon what my needs are. And if I feel that I want to buy from you, I might buy. If I don't, then that is nothing but a contingent claim. And that's nothing but the two categories of derivatives. And the later part which I discussed about the option is nothing but contingent claim in terms of call options and put options, right? So these are the two different derivative types in the angle of the benefits that someone gets, right? Second aspect of what is derivatives and types are related to whether they are standardized, whether you can actually go and buy it and execute it in an exchange and also expect that the transaction will be honored by the other party is a standardized transaction versus a non-standardized transaction in case of forwards. Second question is specifically about a specific derivative that you will face is the in the money and out of the money call option question, right? So the question is basically asking what is in the money and what is out of the money. So let's say if I want to buy Nifty, okay, at a later date after 3 months, and I want to make sure that if Nifty goes above 30,000, then any gain that I get beyond 30,000 is that I will be able to get. But if let's say it does not go, then I can just leave it, right? So if today Nifty is about 25,285 and my option is to execute it at 30,000, then of course my option is out of the money because it cannot be exercised. I will not gain anything out of exercising. But let's say my Nifty option at the moment is about 17,000 and today the Nifty 50 is at 25,000. That means it is in the money. It has some value. So at the money, out of the money, in the money is just about whether it is actually valuable or not at that moment. Third question is related to what do you understand by mutual fund, right? In order to explain this, you have to understand that first, do not go ahead and just explain that mutual fund is open-ended and close-ended, because that's exactly what the interview is also expecting, that you will just come up with this rote answer, but instead come up with an explanation which says that mutual fund is the pooling of investors' funds and getting managed by an asset management company, and it is for the general public, as well as the fact that mutual fund gives the option to an investor to take exposure into various kinds of assets. Like if you want to invest in bonds, there's a bond-based mutual fund. If there is a need to invest in large companies, then there is a large cap mutual fund. If there's a mid cap, you want to invest in medium-sized company, there's something called as mid cap, right? So these are the different kinds of mutual funds. Of course, close-ended and open-ended mutual funds are related to whether you can exit the investment or not without any penalty, right? So that's the basic explanation of mutual fund that you should be doing in the interview. The fourth question is related to what is accrued income. So you have to understand that accrued income is nothing but stating that it is accounts receivable. That means that I have earned the money, but it has not appeared in my cash flow statement in the form of cash, right? The last question related to Deutsche Bank interview question is related to what do you understand by market capitalization? And market capitalization is nothing but the multiplication of the stock price by the number of shares which are outstanding. There might be a follow-up question related to this if you're able to answer the first question related to market capitalization, which is what is free float? Free float is the amount or the portion of the 100% of equity of the public company which is actually getting traded in the exchange by the public, right? And the SEBI limits that the minimum amount that has to be free float is 25%. So these are top 5 questions related to Deutsche Bank interview questions. If you want more questions, then do get in touch with us, because we run a course related to investment banking operation, which is a 3-month course which aims to get you placed in these top MNCs. And if you like this video, then do share and subscribe, and I'll see you again back in another video. Bye bye.